To be a young conservative today
is a bit like being a contrarian.
You're somebody who supports this country, supports our fellow Americans, and the Constitution.
Conservatism can mean many broad topics.
Someone who values the traditions of our country, law and order, a freer society, a smaller government, and the Constitution above all else.
Selecting candidates that support life at every stage of development and supporting our Second Amendment right.
I like that you're asking me if I'm a conservative as opposed to if I'm a young Republican.
My name is
Gianna Guzzo,
Fernando Acosta,
Bobby Miller,
Gavin Wax,
Alexandra Shearer,
Gabriel Montalvo,
and I'm a young conservative.
Have conservatism changed in the age of Trump? I mean, I think he went guns blazing, to be honest. I think this is probably the best marketing that the GOP has ever had since Ronald Reagan.
Best aspect of the Trump movement has been the widening of the base of the party.
It's important that we recognize the diversity that the Republican Party has shown to counter the lies that the Democrats have been saying that Republicans or conservatives are all just a specific age and a specific race.
Today, and in the age of Trump, the ideals of the conservative agenda have become extremely polarized. When you say to somebody, I'm a conservative, they automatically think that you're Trump and that you hate immigrants and that you hate minorities.
Trump in one sentence would be a brawler and someone who loves this country dearly.
The biggest wake-up call that America needed.
populist businessman.
His heart is in the right place, his mouth always isn't.
The perfect leader for the silent majority.
Biden?
If I could sum up Biden in one sentence, retire, my friend.
Out of touch.
Failing and degrading.
That's hard.
Lifelong career politician.
More of the same.
In November, I fully plan to vote for the re-election of Donald J. Trump.
I will be voting for Trump.
I mean, have you seen the gear? I'm voting for Donald J. Trump.
Donald Trump.
I'm planning on backing the president.
I would prefer to not say who I'm voting for.
I think the main misconception about being a young conservative is kind of just like who we are. I think most people think of Republicans as, they probably think of me, but I think most people think of young conservatives as kind of like only existing, you know, in middle America.
I think the biggest misconception about being a young conservative is that we don't care, we don't have a heart. I think that's completely untrue. I think it's just we all want the same things. It's just we have different paths to get there and we have different views of how we can achieve the same goals. We obviously all want to lower poverty, to lower unemployment, to see people's lives improve. Some people want to do that through bigger government. Some people want to do that through more personal freedom. Conservatives and Republicans favor the latter, but we all share the same common goals in the end, for the most part.
That we are 100% behind Trump blindly. We are not these sorts of white supremacist, fascists, neo-Nazis.
Well, I think a lot of those perceptions are actually true. There are a lot of young Republican groups specifically that have embraced sort of a far-right, alt-right message, which I think is extremely unhelpful for the future of our party and pushes people out, pushes normal, moderate people out. You know, there's going to be a party after Trump, and we really have to think about what that is going to look like.
Beyond 2020, we're going to see conservatism as diverse as it's ever seen before. You're seeing it now in 2020, and you're going to see more of that.
I'd say the future of conservatism would really be a younger base. The majority of Gen Z is not happy at all with what's happening in our streets, with all of these riots.
I believe that there's been an awakening in this country, and that when Donald Trump is elected for his second term, that conservatives will be given a chance and will not be seen in as negative of a light as they currently are.
I think if Trump wins in 2020, which I fully believe he will win, the future of conservatism will continue to become more of a populist working class movement. I think it's going to begin to emulate Trump and his style, and I think that's good for the party if it wants to expand, if it wants to win new states, and if it wants to continue to grow.
If the president wins, I sort of see the party continuing to be in his mold for at least the time being. I think if he loses, there might be some sort of reevaluation about the direction of the party and some of the changes that he's brought. But I think regardless, I think the direction of conservatism and the direction of the Republican Party will be able to put together winning coalitions, because one of the biggest things that President Trump has done has been bringing in people that don't traditionally vote Republican. And I see that as a very positive thing. So I'm confident about the future, and and the direction going forward.
We break news on YouTube for YouTubers.